Hey folks, Roger from True Aquaponics. We are going to test our media to ensure that it is pH neutral today. Okay, so we've gone ahead and rinsed our rock just to get ready, just with water. Rinsed it out, that way if there's any particulates or any sand or dust or whatever on the rock, it's not going to be mixed in with the vinegar when we pour it on. And the only reason for that is making sure the water is as clear as possible. That way it's easy to see if it's, if your media is bubbling or not. And again, you can see right in front of the camera, here's the media as it looks, nice and dry. It's really a beautiful media. The rock is really nice. Unfortunately, if it's got lime in it, well, then it's kind of useless in aquaponics. And bear with me while I try to block this up so the camera stays where it needs to be. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and pour some vinegar on here, and then we'll watch it for a few minutes. And I may have to pause the camera for a second just to let it go ahead and do its thing. But you want to totally cover this media, and then a little bit extra for this, for this exercise, just so we can see what's going on in there. And I'm just going to bounce it a little bit just to get the air bubbles out. That way we're not seeing the air bubbles come up. So we'll give that just a minute, and I'm going to pause and come right back when it starts doing its thing. Alright, so it literally took about 30 seconds for it to start, but you'll notice the bubbles streaming up off of this media. That tells us there's lime in the media, and the media is not pH stable. Therefore, if you put this in your aquaponics system, what's going to happen is your pH that may be beautiful when it comes out of your well or your tap, after you get the chlorine or chloramine out of it, it may have a beautiful pH of say 6.4, 6.5, 6.8, or even 7 or 7.2, 7.4. Any of those ranges are okay in aquaponics. We like to have a little lower, but than the 7.4, but we can deal with it. However, this media right here is going to make your pH run away. You're going to end up with an 8+ pH, and what really is the problem is that your plants are not going to uptake nutrients. So it's very important. In fact, it's vital that before you buy any media, you take a jar of vinegar, go find the media you're wanting to buy, what you like, what looks good to you, chunk some in there, rinse it first, chunk it in there, and see if it starts to fizz. And you can see that here. Let me zoom in a little closer, see if I can. And hopefully you're seeing those bubbles. I believe you can. That tells you these are not just bubbles that are trapped in the rock. This is coming from the rock having a reaction with the white vinegar, that distilled vinegar we put in. Alright, and just to back out, let me show you that jug of distilled vinegar there. And this is just plain old distilled white vinegar. This particular jug came from Walmart, so you don't have to go spend $20 for special vinegar. Go get the cheapest white vinegar you can find. That way you can see what's going on. And let me warn you against using apple cider vinegar. It works, but you can't see through it. It's so cloudy that you can't see through it. So go with the distilled white, and you'll be okay.